Some of you may know, or you may not know, who Myron Gaines is. He is a popular podcaster that is kind of similar to the realm of the Andrew Tate kind of sphere, like the manosphere kind of deal of him trying to give young men advice on how to live as a man. And the advice that Myron Gaines oftentimes gives isn't exactly the best kind of advice that young people should be following, because he just says to sleep around with as many women as you possibly can. And well, one particular fan decided to give Myron Gaines a pretty big reality check and almost silence Myron when he confronted him and said, I've watched your content for a long time. It led me astray. It made me feel utterly miserable about myself and about my life. And then when I decided to turn my life to Jesus and started to follow in what Jesus spoke about and what he taught and how to be a real man, which is exactly what young people should be following, I'll have you know, that's when his life became something amazing. And you've got to have a watch of this. It's absolutely amazing.
So the reason I asked that is I've watched almost every single podcast you ever did for about a year and a half. So much so that I bought into a lot of the things that you said. And for about 2 years, it led me astray and significantly damaged my personal life, including relationships.
How did it lead you astray?
Well, you told me to go sleep with a bunch of women and date multiple women at the same time, which I did. And it significantly damaged my life. And it wasn't until I actually turned around and started listening to Jesus Christ that I was saved. Now I'm happily married. I have one child now with another one on the way, and I've never felt happier. But I felt...
Congratulations, that's good. That's really good.
Thank you. And I know you're not against that, but my concern is what you're saying to men leads them astray, because I'm a walking example of it. And I think you're significantly damaging people, and especially you're leading people away from morality. Women are not sex objects. Women are created in the image of God, and they are valuable. And they should be treated as such. Why should God give you one of his children if you don't even know how to treat them? So I think...
Here's someone like Myron Gaines telling people what they should do and how they should live their life. I wouldn't dream of doing such a thing. It's not my place to tell people how to live their life or what they should or shouldn't say. I mean, I can criticize people and go, maybe it's not the best idea to actually say this, and I will defend your right to definitely be able to say whatever you want, because we live in a free society. At least we should be able to say those things, but there's definitely going to be consequences for the things that you say. And for someone like Myron Gaines, who I've listened to and even checked up on a lot of the things that he said, he's obviously all for the, I guess you could say, anti-Jew kind of rhetoric, the things that are going on over in Gaza at the moment, with Israel basically trying to wipe out a group known as a pro-terror group, I should say, known as Hamas. So it's like, it's, to me, when you've got someone like this who is, and I've mentioned this a number of times, so is Douglas Murray, Jordan Peterson, James Lindsay, the list can go on and on. You've got these bad faith individuals who will claim to be conservative just because they're like, oh, I'm pro-Trump. But really they've got nefarious intentions, and that is to lead people astray and tell them this is how you're supposed to live your life. You live your life like this, and we end up with a bunch of people that are acting exactly like Andrew Tate, telling young kids how they should treat women, a lot of them with disrespect, a lot of saying, you are my property, I own you. And then Myron basically doing the exact same thing in treating lots of women with disrespect. That's not how a man should behave. And this man tells Myron, I listened to a lot of your podcasts. I bought into pretty much everything that you said, and I did everything that you said. Sleep with many women as we possibly can, and then also have multiple relationships at the same time. I mean, that is absolutely crazy. Why would you listen to someone like that in the first place? Hey, the best way to live your life is to have multiple relationships at the same time. You know how complicated and how tiring that would be for starters? So Myron Gaines obviously got a massive reality check from this guy because, well, He ended up turning his life around, found Jesus. Now he's got a baby on the way, and he got married. So it ended up turning out to be a good thing. But more than that, Myron got told. It's good for people to actually call out someone that is leading them astray, or initially leading them astray, and then they've realized they were being led astray, and then they confront them and say, you are leading others astray. You should stop leading others astray because I was one of them. You destroyed my life by the things you said. I listened to them. I bought into them. And as such, I tried it out. I lived my life like this. And I ended up realizing just how wrong you were. But what about a young kid that is listening to someone like Myron Gaines and believing in the things that Myron Gaines is saying? What do you think is going to happen to them? Do you think they're going to be doing exactly what this brave man did and confronting Myron Gaines about his nonsense? No, I don't think so. I think a vast majority of young kids will sadly choose and end their precious life. I think that is going to be the case. We're seeing loads of young kids do that because they feel miserable. They've got no sense of purpose anymore. And so we've got these bad faith individuals that are toxic to the realm of masculinity. It doesn't make masculinity itself toxic. It means these people are toxic. The things that they are saying is dangerous. It's toxic. It's not helping young men at all. It's making them worse. It made this young man worse as well. So I'm glad and I'm thankful that there are people out there like this man that have the courage to go, you know what, I'm going to change my life around. I'm going to call out this nonsense. And to Myron's credit at the end, he goes, well done. Good for you. Whether it was genuine, I don't know. But he still said it. He's happy for him, I guess. I wonder if he's really happy for him. But to me, I look at something like this, which went relatively viral over on X, people pretty much saying he was a brave man for calling out and confronting Myron, because you don't know, Myron seems like he's a very proud, arrogant, stuck-up individual by all accounts from what I've seen. And he doesn't like being told to his face no. And when you got someone that confronts the things you're teaching, pride and ego and your narcissism just goes, well, no, I don't like this. I need to get defensive here. But no, to Myron's credit, he pretty much just goes, well done. Like, that's great, man. I'm happy for you. Like you did a pretty good job. So I think we need more people like this man. Definitely not more like Myron. We need more people like this man, because what this man realized is that life can be so much more fulfilling when you realize your purpose isn't found in yourself. It is found primarily in Christ, who Christ made us to be, to live this life, to live the best we possibly can in service of others, in service of our Creator. That is the ultimate purpose. There's no greater purpose than that. Believe you me, I'm a living example. I wrote it in my book. Anyway, that's enough from me, but you guys take care, be blessed, and I'll see you all in the next video.